I have an idea to bring this in order to work on the walls of this thing, which you'll find out soon enough. And that is a weird effect with my resource pack. Oh my god. Hello, my name is Uni, and welcome back to my 1.19 Let's Play series. Or should we say 1.20 pretty soon here? We've been getting a lot of snapshot news going on lately, and I think we're getting close to the release here. Now, as I'm recording this, I believe it is Valentine's Day today, and they just announced the new, entirely cool cherry blossom biome, which is going to be great. And that kind of defeats the purpose of my cherry blossom tree, but hey, if you want a tree that looks like that, go ahead and make it. But we are just hanging out here inside of the new sawmill that we built last episode, and I still love coming in here, flying down just to see all the cool little details that we've created. I've also added in quite a bit more lighting, but now to go back outside, I have to find my box of materials because we have an entirely new project over this way that we need to start, and there's something we're going to build right in here, but I've misplaced the blocks that I need to build it, so I'm going to take a nice little gander around and see if I can't find my shulker box here. Okay, so I have a hunch. Aha! There we go. It is right here. I went ahead and thought ahead for myself in the past, but here we go. We have our little shulker box full of light gray concrete. Yeah. Now, what am I doing with that exactly? Well, if you wouldn't have already seen what we're standing in, we are in a little bit of a valley here, and there is something over there that I'm going to get to in just a second, but the idea is we are going to build a dam. However, we're not just building any dam, we are building two dams. Oh my god, yes. So we have one dam here, it's going to span across the other side, but then off in that direction there is also another valley, and we have to dam that off too. So we're going to do a time lapse in a little bit here, but I need to explain what's going on over here. What is this? You might be asking. Well, some might say it's just a six-sided shape here, but what I say is it is a huge mega build for the future, and I keep not landing on the spires. Everything I make that looks like a spire, I never am able to land on it, but whatever. I would show you what's in these shulker boxes, but it would be a bit of a spoiler, and we're going to save this for the next episode, but we are going to be working around this area because the reason we're building that dam over here as well as over here is to make a giant reservoir. But another thing we're going to have to do is we are going to have to actually wall off this area because this whole place here where I'm standing is going to be dry. And since I've already added in all these torches all over the place, I wish it was nighttime so I could show you. It looks really cool. We need to keep these torches from being destroyed by the water, and that's going to be important with what we're going to do next episode. But for now, let's just go ahead and stand up here and take a nice little look as usual. Oh yeah. I hope I have enough blocks. I got all those blocks from down below doing my aquarium project, digging out all those holes and rooms and stuff, but we have quite a bit to do. I have to patch up this entire thing over here because it will fill with water if I'm not careful. And then I have to go over here because we have a dam to build off on this side as well. And I haven't quite designed this one. I have designed the one over there, but this is going to be a little bit trickier because we have this entire mountainside that just opens up, and I need to fix that as well. So it's going to be a long time lapse, and you can see me trying to get to some iron ore in the past there with some andesite. But I like to imagine this place as sort of like a glacial field. And what I mean by that is in the past, let's say during the Ice Age, there were some glaciers here, and it filled up this entire valley. And at the top was the glacier head, and then all the way over here was the ends or terminals of the glacier, and they were going all the way down the valleys, and it even ends close to where my base is at. But now it's all been melted away and dried up, and now it's just this big old valley that's been left behind. And what we need to do now is we need to fill it with water, dam it up, not in that order exactly, but yes, it'll be fine. Don't worry about it. We got the materials. We're all good here. But you can, oh, hey, yeah, you can hear that music coming in. We gotta shut up now, or I gotta shut up because it is time-lapse time. Let's get going right now. would you look at that? It is a big old dam. Yes, indeed. Oh my God, look at this. And as you can see, it has quite a good contour to it. I worked really hard on getting the shape going here. And the bottom, I think, was the hardest part because I don't really know how exactly the bottom of a dam looks. But if we go to the back side of it here, we will see that there is actually not exactly a shape like the front. It is just a straight slope, and then it tapers off into an even more shallow slope, or I forget the term. This is like steep and then shallow because it goes 2, 2, 2, 2, then 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. And I made it gravel because I figured, it's just the material that's piling up against it. It's what they usually do for dams. And then near the base here, there's going to be a lot of like mud and stuff, and that's going to be for the sediment. But that we won't have to worry about until we actually fill the place. And speaking of filling this whole valley, there are these spruce trees here. Now, why am I making spruce trees over here? And what is the scale of this? What's happening here? So the idea is that I want to make podzol. Oh, and look at that. They're popping up right now. I want to get a bunch of podzol everywhere, but I don't want to have to collect it. And I'd rather just kind of make all these spruce trees, kind of naturally grow it in. And in fact, I'm going to go ahead and cut some down here in a second, but I got to show you the other dam still. And basically the whole idea is to just cover the entire place, excluding the interior of this big old shape here, which I still have yet to explain what else is going on there, but that's not till next episode. Don't worry about it quite yet. But we will have to make a wall in a sense, but you'll see that later. And we're covering this whole area because this kind of represents like the material that has been collected at the top of the reservoir, and then it's slowly gone down. It's a stagnant body of water, and then it's just collected at the base here, and it becomes slushy, mushy, and gushy, and ewy. And something you'll notice over here, I didn't actually fill in that big old spot over there, and oh, I'm still flying. Okay. And the reason why is because I figured, whatever, it can flood. It's too much to deal with. I'm too lazy. And in fact, this thing too, I had no idea this was here, but same, this can flood. I don't care. It's a natural feature on the side of the mountain. So yeah, sure. Whatever. I don't care. And then this dam as well is done. It's got pretty much the same look, but it is a lot more narrow because it is covering a very tiny bottleneck of the valley here. And so it didn't take that long to build, but on the back side, you can see it just tapers all the way down like this as a 1 by 1 by 1 by 1. Now that that is done, we can move on to the next project, which is, oh no, this is going to take so long. So this entire place, if you're following my cursor here, will just go, or this crosshair will go all the way around, and it'll all be filled with water. In fact, you can see the scale of this. These trees are usually typically like, 20 to 30 blocks high, and only some of them are peeking up past the actual point of the water, because the water is going to go level with this structure here, and I can go ahead and zoom in on it. So it'll be like right here at the base of this. But then it's going to probably be maybe 2 blocks away from here, if I did my math correct. Hopefully I did, and I didn't make this way too tall. But yeah, you'll see, because we have another time lapse coming up very soon to do this all. And I just want to go ahead and get more of these trees grown. In fact, that'll be part of the time lapse. How about that? I'm too lazy to work between this and the time lapse. So you know what? Let's go ahead and just jump right into that time lapse right now. I've been mentioning it too much. I've said it'd come shortly, and what do you know? The shortness has passed, and we are ready to go. All right, and the forest is ever growing, of course, because I just can't stop making trees. And you already know what I'm doing. I'm trying to get all this podzol to grow so that I can have a nice little layer of gunk at the bottom of my reservoir. But as you notice, there is no water yet. Why is that? Well, because I decided I wanted to split up the time lapse once again, and now we have 3 time lapses this episode. Yes, lucky you. You get to see 3 of them. Don't mind the fact that I'm just too lazy to put it all in one. You can just skip past that. But regardless, we have to chop down the rest of these because I do have to actually do that in order to make a reservoir. But in the meantime, I'm just going to go ahead and kind of get these going because I don't know if you can tell, but there is a huge area to just cover with all these trees. Like, look, I haven't even gotten around to the backside yet. All I've done is this. Like, from here, where I did the time lapse, over to here, and then to there. That's it. We haven't even covered the backside yet whatsoever. I mean, we're going to ignore this because that's not level with the water. But all this right here, I have to turn into pods. Yeah, it's going to take me so long. Oh, my goodness. But the good news is everything inside there, we don't have to touch. It can stay grass. It's going to be covered. There's lights to keep all the mobs from spawning. So we're fine. You know, everything's okay. Now, I have run into a bit of a problem. And, before I actually say anything, I just want to mention the last episode, I was mentioning the water quite a bit. The reason being is because I wanted to put these logs in the water. And I never mentioned that last episode. So I just needed to say now, this is what the water was specifically for and why there is a ramp right here coming down, dropping the logs into the lake. Yes. This is actually something that I have seen before. Not necessarily with, milling processes. Turning it into lumber is a whole nother thing, but I believe the reason they put it in the water is to keep it preserved, but also to transport it. So sometimes if you're ever driving by a sawmill, you'll see that they have big stacks and big piles with sprinklers all over the place, and they're just wetting the wood, and that's to keep it from kind of, cracking and getting too old, I suppose. But anyways, yeah, I just decided, let's go ahead and throw the logs in there and tell you about it now because I forgot to last time. But I'm getting sidetracked as always, and I need to go ahead and explain what I had happening over in my storage area here. Okay, so if we just head on down into here, you'll notice I have all these little chests here for every single wood type, but here's the problem. It's full. I'm full of spruce logs. How about my ender chest? I've got extra spruce logs. How about this chest that I actually meant to open instead of the ender chest? Yeah, I have 3 shulker boxes worth of spruce logs and another one that is definitely going to be filled eventually. But what am I going to do with all this spruce? I don't need it anymore. I have enough in my backups and, oh no, okay, good. That one's empty. Oh, yeah. Something tells me I'm probably going to use quite a bit of it for the build that I have that is still secret. But oh my God. I'm going to have to do something with all this. Maybe I'll just make a bunch of hanging signs once the new update comes out, which, by the way, is, as of recording this clip, I believe it's in the pre-release stages. I can't remember. All I know is that February is almost over now, and this episode comes out, I believe, in March. So, yeah, I'm still in the dark about when this update is going to be released, but by now, when you're watching this, you'll know when it is, or hopefully, unless they're keeping it a secret still. But you know that Mojang company, they like to keep things secret from us, and they like to, they tease us a little bit. I didn't even realize that cherry biome was going to be added until they said, "Hey, look at this, new tree types," and I am happy for it. Actually, I like the cherry trees. I mean, I made a tree tutorial about it, but what really matters is that now we have another wood type and another leaf type, especially the leaf type. That is very important because not a lot of leaf types get added anymore. I think the last one was azalea leaves. And it's always nice to have a few extra things in order to make my tree tutorials, which I'm hoping you like the sequoia one from last week because that one I am very proud of and I love it a lot. And it's kind of just stemmed off of the fact that I got bored of the redwood trees here. At least that's what they used to be called, and now they're called, big spruces or whatever the heck. I forget the name now. It's on the wiki or something, but I wanted to make an actual proper looking redwood tree, which is also called a sequoia. There's many different, classifications and whatnot. But that one specifically reminds me of sequoia trees from like the eastern part of California. We'll say that, yeah. But anyways, yes, enough about the trees because we have stuff to do. Also, I guess I'm lying. The bamboo trees are really cool too. I'm actually very stoked for that. I have another future project, but that is for the far future, and it'll involve bamboo for sure. But anyways, we have a valley to fill up, and this is going to be a very interesting time lapse because I don't know how I'm going to do it. I have to literally fill this place one layer at a time, and I believe it's like 30 blocks that I have to go up. And if you notice, there are all these little dips and divots and things and cracks and crevices that I need to put water into before I actually start to go up within a unified layer. So this is going to be fun. Oh my God. And I have to reach up to about there on that wall and about there on the dam. So, wish me luck, but here we go. You can hear the music now. It's time to start our time lapse, and I am ready to go. It's the third one. Let's get started. Wow, even with my render distance at 18 right now, I can't even see the other side of the valley. Oh my God, but you can see the dam on the other side. Although, in order to make sure that my PC doesn't, break down or anything, I'm going to go ahead and switch back to 16 here right now. Yes, back to 16, and you can barely see the other side now. But as you can see, we now have a lot of water and a third dam, by the way. Unintentional third dam. Yes, we have this huge giant wall of dirt holding back some of this because I still have yet to fix the issue over here with this big old massive dent in the side of the mountain. I think if we turn around right here, you'll see it. Yeah, I got a lot of work to do there still, and not enough time in today's episode because this is the day before I upload it. And as you can see, the backside here as well is not done at all. No podzol even. It's hard to kind of, grow the trees back there. So I'm thinking of piling it up with something else. But I have a little bit here and another dam. So, yes. But with what we have already made, it worked out beautifully. Look at this. If you just stand along the shoreline here, you can see all the murk and grossness of this reservoir. It's been sitting here. Things have been falling to the bottom, and it's just nasty. And that's exactly what we were going for. Over at the inside of this dam, I have to put in some mud blocks, as I had said before, because in dams, there is a lot of sediment buildup. And, well, more realistically, there's a lot from here going all the way up to there. But in the end, we're just going to be basically making a bunch of these go everywhere and, like, pile up and stuff. But, oh my God, I always forget that sound that this mud makes. And it's pretty gross. But regardless, we're up on top of the dam now, and I have an idea to bring this in order to work on the walls of this thing, which you'll find out soon enough, and that is a weird effect with my resource pack. Oh my God. Well, I mean, the more you know. But anyways, yes, this is pretty much it for today. I have nothing else planned other than to just work on this off camera because, as you saw in the time lapse, many hours went by just going around and filling this thing all the way up to level 108. And oh, I have much more to do still. But for the next episode, I want to get started on the walls here. We're going to use the conduit to help us out with that. And today, I think we are basically entirely done. So I am Uni, jogging it out. Thank you for watching today's video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and like this video, and I will see you guys next time.